spaces.
So how do we harden a public space that's a soft target? That is one heck of a challenge. I was walking through Chicago last night to dinner and going, wow, and nothing you can do here really. It's
Well, there's a lot you can do actually,
Okay, good.
Chuck. So yeah, and fortunately, not all of it's visible.
okay.
I think a lot of, and the motto for our company is communicate, collaborate, contribute. So a lot of it has to do with finding the different pieces that you need to put together, not only the different pieces of hardware, but the different pieces of people, from the law enforcement, the city, the organizations, the suppliers. Everyone has to work together to make things safer and more secure.
Now, if we're saying public space, let's define that, because a public space can be owned by the public, it can be municipality, right, county, that kind of thing. Public space can also be the open area of an apartment building. The common area might be another word for it. A common space. It could be public and private property. Is that right?
Well, and the same goes for hotels. I mean, you
Yeah.
have public and private spaces within a hotel. You
Right.
have the back of house areas, which are more private, the public spaces, which are more public, and it's a difficult thing. The soft target wording, when they brought it over to Europe, it didn't translate into
Oh.
other countries, into other languages. So that's where they came up with this public spaces thing. But it's a moving target all the time. But basically, what we want is for communities to be safer, for all the buildings within the communities to be safer, and mainly for all the people to be safer.
Give us one of your approaches to that. How would you come in and talk to me? Let's say right out here, right out in front of the
Well, I'm
center.
doing that
I'm
tomorrow,
saying,
actually. Yeah,
Okay.
so you can come to my session.
Oh, tell us what it
tell,
is.
Tell
Yeah,
about,
tell us what it is.
I'm talking about learning from disaster by building partnerships. Where
Okay.
we're sharing some stories and some learnings from episodes that I've been a part of. From starting the OSAC Hotel Security Working Group, where we brought the global hotel groups together to share information, to work together with each other. We went around the world every year since 2009. OSAC's Hotel Security Working Group's gone around the world and brought security managers from hotels together to run high-level international training for them at affordable cost. And we've also, one of the other things I'm talking about tomorrow is after we had an attack on a hotel in Mali, the French government, special forces reached out to us, the GIGN, and said, we should work together, and that resulted in development of a template that can be used for hotels, shopping centers, any place really, on how these places can prepare and have information prepared. So if they had a hostage situation, if they had an attack, this is the information that the responding forces need to support you. And within 6 months of the attack, I think pretty much every hotel in France, regardless of brand, all the stadiums, all the shopping centers, had these templates in place. And that was a collaboration between the GIGN, the Hotel Security Working Group, and others to really make a practical change really quickly, not having to go through a whole long legislative process.
Right, makes sense.
It wasn't a planned thing. It was one guy that had a good idea,
Wow.
reached out, other people could see the value in it. We worked together, and then we all contributed to it, which is why we have the communicate, collaborate, contribute motto in our company.
So I travel a lot, and I used to belong to SPG, which is now Marriott, and the biggest chain in the world, right? And every hotel I go to, little different security.
They're all different.
Sometimes the elevator has a card, sometimes doesn't have a card. I always wondered about that. When you're working on these things, is there any difference between owner-operated corporate headquarters say do this and a franchise?
Oh.
Do you get any different resistance from a franchise saying, no, I don't want to do that?
Not only resistance, but in most hotel companies, you can't walk into a franchise and say you have to do this way.
The corporate office can't even influence that as much, really.
We can influence it, but we can't direct it.
Yeah.
We can't instruct
More challenging.
it. We can't do that. So when I was with Radisson, what we did was we basically got rid of our manuals and put everything online that was freely accessible for the franchises.
Oh, good.
And we pushed questions out to them every quarter and said, here's some questions you can ask yourself. We didn't audit the answers of the questions, but we said, if you want to know how some hotels in the group are approaching these things, click this link and it would go into a library of examples
Yeah.
from other hotels. So that's how we could influence them. It was super successful.
That's
a lot
great.
of the franchises bought into it.
Okay, I feel better now. I feel better
Yeah,
traveling to a
that's good.
franchise. That's good.
And the hotel groups do work together, right?
Yeah.
Through the OSAC Hotel Security Working Group. So there is a lot of collaboration in the hotel industry.
All right,
Still
fantastic.
got a way to go, though.
What's your name again?
Paul Moxness,
And your company?
the Always Care Consulting Company.
Excellent. And you're going to speak tomorrow?
I'll be speaking tomorrow at 2 p.m.
All right, beautiful. Check them out here at GSX 2019, live from Chicago. Chuck Harold, Security Guy TV. Back in a minute.